Well. Hello there. I know it's been a minute since I posted anything on the channel, but I'm good. I'm in good spirits. I just needed to take a break from the channel for a while just because in my personal journey, I had a slight setback. And that's what I want to talk about in this video because it wouldn't be fair, I feel like, to not post this video and let this be known on my journey, because even through the setbacks and through the imperfect moments, those have to be displayed as well. If I was just displaying all of the good, it would give like this false perception of like my journey being perfect, but this journey obviously hasn't been perfect, as I said, because I had a setback, and I'm going to explain that now. So while I didn't fail, I wouldn't say I failed no fap, because I still haven't watched porn, thankfully, in months. I still haven't masturbated, no orgasm, none of that stuff. I still haven't done those things. I did fail on the retention part. And that's the whole point of this journey, is being pure. And I wasn't fully being pure. Like, I still allowed gateways and stuff for lust. So by allowing those gateways and not completely cutting them off, it led to not on purpose, but I still had a relapse of retention, like I said. And I know what you're thinking, how can you have an accidental relapse? So I'm going to explain it. So while I haven't been looking at any other stuff, I cut off lust for other women. I have not been looking at other women like that. I have all of this stuff that I said in the other videos is true, but at the same time, I wasn't 100% pure, because I do have a partner, and I feel like everything I was letting go of in that sense, like the porn, disconnecting from other women, lusting after them, coveting people that's not mine, looking at provocative stuff, all of this stuff, I truly have cut that off. But I kind of took that stuff, not purposely, but it's kind of like it needed somewhere to go. And rather than me fully giving that to God as a result, it was slowly shifting to my partner, right? And my partner was kind of filling that void for lust that I was able to disconnect from the other stuff. So as a result, like, we weren't doing stuff, but I was still looking at her in not so appropriate ways. And before I address that, I just want to say, people, it's just like, well, it's your partner, which is a good thing, but at the same time, we're not married. So if you aren't a believer or a Christian, then, I mean, I expect you to have that point of view, like, oh, it's not bad, it's your partner. Which is why I said it's not like it's a random woman, it's my partner, so that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, I'm not married, and any of that sexual activity outside of marriage, according to Christianity, according to God, is impure, and it's lust. So I took lust from those other things, and I was able to remove it from those other things, but it was transitioning into her. So we were still having certain conversations about sexual stuff. I'm not going to expose everything, but just some stuff. We are having certain conversations about sexual stuff, still looking at her in inappropriate ways, stuff like this, right? So I didn't fully cut off the lust and impurity, and I was kind of validating it and making an excuse for it, because I'm like, oh, well, this is my partner, so it's not like it's a random person or anything, which is true. It wasn't a random person, but at the same time, it wasn't fully pure, because I wasn't looking at her in the right ways, in the holy way, godly way, and as a result, that started to turn into lust, me wanting to see more things, all of this stuff, and it led to, as I said, a retention relapse. So basically with that, like, one day, because I still would have like my hands down in my like private area, not playing with it, touching, none of that. It would just be there, because it's just like with a lot of guys, it's just there. But then one day I was looking at pictures and stuff, and I was kind of getting insinuated. So while I wasn't messing with it or purposely trying to do it, my hand was there in a slight squeeze, and I was like erect, right? So it was the point to, like, I saw pictures of her, and these pictures, some appropriate, some not appropriate, and those pictures that weren't appropriate had to be removed. But like these pictures of her, right? And it was giving me a good feeling, if you know what I mean. And even though I wasn't messing with it, it still caused like a slight relapse in, like, as far as, or not relapse, but like ejaculation is the word. So, and it was weird because it wasn't like it, you know how it normally is when you fapping or any of that, but it was more so when you have the wet dreams. It was kind of like that. So I literally was like, oh, no, 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 and trying to make just different excuses to be like, no, this don't count, da da da, all of this. But it's like, no, it counts, because even though I necessarily haven't failed in the journey of nofap, like I said, I still have failed in the journey of retention and purity, because I wasn't fully pure. And as a result of not being pure, even though I wasn't messing with it or looking at other women and stuff, I still was like just looking at pictures of her and stuff. And like I said, some of these, honestly, it wasn't the inappropriate pictures, it wasn't even really doing anything, but the appropriate pictures, just her face and stuff. And as a result, like, I accidentally ejaculated a little bit. Like I said, it wasn't purposely, because that was not my intention, but it happened. So what happened, and I can sit here and be like, oh, well, this don't count, da da da. But no, for me on this journey, it counts, because it's not it's not a part of nofap. Like, I wasn't fapping, looking at inappropriate stuff of other people, porn, all of this stuff. But at the same time, I was still impure in this sense. I still had a little bit of lust, and as a result, I'm counting that on my journey. My journey, every little thing matters, because it's about purity. It's not about the streaks. It's not about any of that stuff. It's literally about purity, and I wasn't fully pure. I still had gateways for certain things with my partner open, and as a result, it still was causing me to lust and have these, I was fantasizing on inappropriate thoughts of what I would do. Like I said, I was saying inappropriate things sometimes. So all of these different things. So I didn't fully cut off the gateway to lust like I should have. And as a result, it caused like an accidental ejaculation, but ejaculation is ejaculation. So I'm counting that a part of this journey, not more so because of the ejaculation is what I'm saying. I'm not counting that per se. I'm not counting it because of that as a fail. I'm not counting it as a fail because of that. But I'm counting it as a fail because of like the impurity part, you know. So did I fail nofap? No. And I'm still on the journey of nofap. I still haven't looked at any of that stuff or masturbated or done any of that, but I have failed in the part of retention. So for me, I kind of wanted to have like a restart, and by doing that was cutting off all the things and the inappropriate stuff I was doing with my partner to be fully pure. So that's what happened. And yeah, that lust from all of those other things I used to look at before was transferring over to her, and I noticed that. And no, I don't want to be lusting for her in the ways that I was doing that stuff before. I want to look at her pure. The whole point of this journey is not just purity for myself, but to look at things pure. And I don't feel like I was fully doing that with her. And as a result, it had caused me to fall. So like that next day, I thought about going back into my old ways and just being like, hey, I might as well just do a full restart and just look at this and do that. And I could have failed. I could have gave in, but thankfully I didn't, through the power of the Spirit, and I took it as what it was, a minor setback. I could have allowed that moment to be like, whatever, and I could have went back into my old ways, because I always had this habit of doing things for a while, and then once it fails, I kind of go back into it for a little bit, then I try to self-improve again, and then I fall back. But this time, no. Like, even though it was a slight setback, I wasn't going to allow that to completely ruin this journey. So as I said, I still continue. I'm still haven't done. I'm still on NoFap, all of that. And as far as the retention journey, I'm actually over a weekend, but like I don't know the day or anything. I haven't counted, but it's been over a week since that happened. So I just been taking it literally one day at a time. And I feel like that minor setback was kind of needed, to be honest. I needed that because for me, it's always been a matter of baby steps. It's cutting, when I say baby steps, I mean cutting off things one at a time, and it'll still be things that'll still be there, but literally slowly cutting it off one at a time. So started with cutting off porn, and then the lust for other women, stalking other women, to not lusting at all, to cutting off the masturbation, to like, it's literally one step at a time. So I would have a relapse is what I'm saying. And then I would have a relapse, and then I would fall again. I mean, go back to the stuff and fall again. But each time I failed, I was taking something from that and improving from that. And I like doing that. So not like I like relapsing, but I like to slowly removing things one at a time, taking it step by step, because this is not an easy journey all the time. For some people, I do believe God can completely cut it off, and he has for some people, whereas with other people it's a little harder, and sometimes it takes steps, removing things one at a time. So that's what it's kind of been for me. So I kind of want to give encouragement to people out there who struggle, who want to go back to the old ways, and who want to do all those things. Because Psalms 37 and 24 says, though he fall, he shall not be cast headlong, for the Lord upholds his hand. The Lord will uphold you on this journey. And when you have minor setbacks like I did with my journey, for example, it's easy to go back or just give up or give in, or just be like, oh, just one more time, because I had that mindset too. Well, I'm just gonna do it one last time, and one last time has never been one last time to me. So that was another part of me not going back, because I knew if I opened that door slightly, it wasn't going to be the last time. So I'm glad I was able to shut that door for sure. And I've been doing purity the right way for these past few weeks. I'm talking about like not lusting, covenant at all, not looking at inappropriate stuff of anybody or my partner, all of this stuff. Like, I've been trying to be fully pure and not lustful, and just doing purity the right way. And it's actually made Satan want to come harder. I noticed that too, because the thoughts when I was because I was recording in those videos, I was actually like over a week ahead. So I was really near day 40. And I noticed, like, as I was getting more and more into the journey, I wasn't having those thoughts about porn, other women, having that desire, all that, or any of that. But since I'm completely doing lust the right way in all ways, shape, and forms, I realized Satan he's trying to bring that thought. He's been trying to bring the thoughts of like the porn stuff back, of other women from the past, and all of this stuff, right? Pictures I saw before, videos, all these different things. He's been trying to bring that back when it was going away. And I know he's doing that because I'm completely cutting off lust. I'm completely cutting off impurity. So that lust and impurity is like, oh man, I need somewhere to go. Those demons need somewhere to go. Like not saying I have demons, but it's like the parable in the Bible. Or I don't think it's a parable. But in the Bible, where Jesus sent the demons into the pig because they just wanted somewhere to go when he cast the demons out of the demon-filled man. They wanted somewhere to go, so he sent them into the pigs. And that's kind of, I feel like, how it was for me. Not, like I said, not to say it's demons, but that lust is like, lust is sin, and impurity is sin. So when you're doing things the right way, it wants somewhere to go. It feels that it needs somewhere to go. So it wanted to go into... It's wanted to go somewhere. It doesn't know where to go. So it's been trying to be present, but I've been praying hard, removing it, and I've not going back to that stuff. So yeah, what's next for me on this journey? I'm still going to post videos. I want to stress that, like, I'm still going to be posting videos on this channel, and I want to maybe start back on day 30. Like when I get to 31, start back on that. So I just been waiting, and that'll be around May if I were to get to like day 30 sometime in May, early May. So I do plan on possibly still continuing that series, but I also just want to post videos in general. So I'm going to be posting videos still, just advice and my journey and all these different things, not necessarily from a day-to-day perspective until I get to like day 30 or day 31, but I still want to post videos because like this channel has a purpose, and I still want to continue on this journey. Like I said, it's just a minor setback. It's a minor setback for a major comeback, and I can allow this setback to fully derail me and not continue this, but I'm not giving up on this journey. I'm going to keep going. Setbacks happen, but I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I want to change the name of the channel too. I'm going to do that because it's a purity journey. I don't really like, retention is important, and retention is what I strive for in this journey. That's why I said I didn't necessarily fail, I would say, in terms of the no-fap stuff, but the retention, I did have an ejaculation. So to ignore that and be like, well, no, like ejaculation is ejaculation, even if it was accidental. So like that stuff still matters to me because I just want to protect my energy and the seed and all of that stuff for just to feel better emotionally, and continue to go towards my purpose. The point is, I want to change the channel name and focus on purity, because purity is key. Purity is important, and that's the whole point of this journey. It's not about me reaching these days. It's not about me doing all of this stuff that the other channels say. Not that it's a bad thing, because these other channels they may be on a retention journey, but it's not necessarily purity and all of that, or it's not necessarily cutting off lust completely, and I want to do that. It's about purity and lust. So I will change the channel's name to something centered around that. I'm still figuring it out. Freeing myself of lust is much more important on this journey than that, because you have people who are retaining their seed and doing all this, but still lusting after women, still not pure and doing all that. I know that because I was one of those people. I watch content creators and I see people in person talking about it, but they still do these other things. And I used to be one of those people, like I said. But me, I don't want to do that, because the purpose of this is purity, looking at things in the pure sense. I want to look at my partner pure. I want to look at the world pure. I want to be able to have conversations with people in just purity. I want to feel pure on the inside, and that's the whole point of this journey. We have to be persistent. We got to keep going. Don't become complacent. Don't become comfortable. This journey ain't one of comfort. We gotta keep going regardless if we feel uncomfortable. If you don't want to get up out of bed and do what you got to do. If you don't want to sit outside or go cook when that's normally what you've been doing, or whatever self-improvement hobbies you do, going to the gym, go do it. Make that a habit. Make it a consistent habit. Don't become complacent, because it can lead to setbacks, and those setbacks can lead to, if you sit in that setback and if you allow that setback to become shame and sorrow, then it can lead you back to the path of relapsing and justifying porn and completely falling back into that whole cycle. And we don't want to do that. So yeah, before I leave, I want to read 1 John chapter 1 verse 8, and it says, if we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth of God is not in us. And I feel like before I was kind of deceiving myself, because I was like, well, I'm not looking at inappropriate stuff because it's my partner, and which is not bad, like I said, because it's my partner, but it's still bad in a sense, because it's still lust and it's still a form of impurity. So I was saying, not to say that I didn't have any sin or like I was perfect or something. I'm not saying I was saying that in my videos, because I wasn't, but I was kind of like deceiving myself that it was okay justifying like my behavior. But like I said, that stuff from before was kind of translating to her, and that wasn't right. I want to look at her pure. I want to look at her differently than I was looking at other women when I was looking at the porn and all this stuff. And if I keep allowing gateways to certain things with her that I shouldn't, because we're not married, then yeah, like it's gonna lead to these situations where not only it was an accidental ejaculation, but then that accidental ejaculation ain't gonna be an accident, it's gonna be purpose, and then we could end up doing stuff together, and it could lead me back to porn. Like it could lead to all of this, so we got to cut that off completely. So I have sinned, and I'm not gonna deceive myself. Lust is a strong thing for me. I've been fighting it since I was exposed to pornography at a very early age. So it's not easy, but this journey ain't supposed to be easy. But with God, all is possible. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep recording videos. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna continue on this journey. And when I get around the day 31 mark again, is when I start doing, likely continue that whole series. But like I said, I'm still going to be posting videos just in general, centered around purity and biblical advice and all of these different things. So I'm not giving up on this journey. I'm not giving up on the channel. I'm gonna keep going. Slight setback, but only for a major comeback. And I'm completely cutting off lust this time through the power of God in all ways, shapes, and forms. So pray for me, and I'm gonna pray for you, and let's keep going on this journey. I love you, family, and blessings.